Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. If you noticed on our YouTube page before coming to this video, most of our town halls are live town halls where we can take questions from those of you that are watching. But if you're watching this video, chances are that you're watching a recording that we posted, and this is some later time because our team forgot that this Thursday afternoon/evening is Halloween. And me personally, I have a 6-year-old who wouldn't be very impressed with me if I missed trick-or-treating to bring this video. So I'm recording it early, but certainly posting the video on our YouTube page so that any of you that are interested in this particular project can go back and watch it at any time in the future. So brief introduction. My name is Michael Gault. I'm an eminent domain lawyer with Bell, Carrington, Price, and Gregg. In my role with Bell Carrington, I help manage a team of lawyers that focuses on representing landowners in eminent domain cases throughout the Southeast in our practice areas of the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. But if you're here with us today, you're likely concerned about, you've heard about, or you may know that you're already impacted by the Rea Road Extension Project in Union County, North Carolina. This project specifically affects about 1.7 miles of Rea Road from NC 16 to North Carolina 84. It also involves about a 2.7 mile stretch of the existing NC 84 highway as well. And the project has a substantial budget. We're looking at a project with $180 million budget by the DOT's own statistics. And so this is a major project. And with any major projects like this, naturally, a number of landowners that live along the current boundaries of these two roads will be impacted. They're going to be impacted in that some of their land will be needed to make sure that the road can be widened safely and effectively. The government, in this case, the North Carolina DOT, has the power through what we call eminent domain to take private property to make sure that a public purpose is effectuated. What that means for you is that even though you may not want to make a deal with the government, you certainly may not want to sell your land or to grant an easement, the government has the power to take that land from you in many cases. And so that's a right that they will assert toward you. But what we like to be able to present to landowners and to potential clients is that you, as the landowner, you also have rights. And we're going to get into those, but we'll talk about the most important of those rights, which is the right to just compensation. Basically meaning that although the government can take your property, they have to pay you fairly and adequately for what they're taking from you. And that's where we're involved. That's where we can help maximize the value on your end as a landowner. Now, this project had initial right-of-way stages, meaning the time where the government might try to take property occur back in 2018, some 6 years ago. But we know from our research that right-of-way process, that right-of-way acquisition was paused and has now restarted as of the summer of 2024. And we would expect for many of you who have not already reached an agreement or have heard from the DOT that an offer is coming or that your property is impacted to start the process. We would expect for you to hear from those folks pretty soon. What does that look like? Well, most of the time, the government and a DOT employee or a third-party representative or even an appraiser may contact you first to let you know that your property is likely going to be impacted, that they need to inspect the property, and that ultimately they will make you an offer. There are lots of terms thrown around. The process and procedure can be complicated. And so when you're a landowner who's approached with this for the first time, it's likely overwhelming. And we understand that. And that's the reason that we like to offer our services to those of you that may be impacted before you're initially contacted by the government. You see, we're familiar with the process and the procedure. We work these cases all day, every day. Most of us in my particular practice group focus on exclusively representing landowners in cases like this. And so we know the terminology. We can walk you through it from day one. We can make sure that you're protected. And most importantly, that right that we mentioned to just compensation is protected. There is very little chance that we can stop your property from being impacted if the government has deemed that portion of property necessary to complete this project. But we can make sure that you get paid for it. What does that look like? Well, just compensation is very different depending on which piece of property you're looking at. The impacts to two properties, even those that are side by side, may be drastically different. If one's a residential property, maybe one's industrial, maybe one's commercial. And the impacts to those can vary widely across the spectrum of different types of properties. And so it's important to be well versed in all three, to be able to look at the potential impacts to those, be it residential, commercial, or industrial, and identify not only what you're losing as far as an acreage or a square footage, but also any other damages that may remain to that property that may serve to help argue for an increase in just compensation over and above what the state initially offers you. We're good at that. We have a team of folks that do research for us. We have a team of lawyers that are well versed and experienced in eminent domain. And we're happy to sit down with you during a no cost, no obligation initial consultation to pull up your property to see what we show the impact being, and to be able to give you an idea as to what we think the impact may be and how we may be able to help you. We're fortunate at Bell Carrington to have some software that allows us to pull that aerial with overlaid with the impact in real time while we're on the phone during that initial consultation. Happy to pull it up, and in a matter of minutes we can have your property in front of us, and we can be able to talk intelligently about the impact to your property without just guessing about what it may look like. We'll have a pretty good idea based on our plan sheets and our GIS aerial overlay. Again, those consultations, free, no obligation. We just want to talk to you. We want to see if you are impacted and if we can help you. If we can't, we will further dive into how our representation agreements look. Oftentimes, landowners are hesitant to call lawyers because they, like many people, think, well, lawyers have these outrageously high retainers and hourly rates, and whatever they do for me will probably be eaten up by the attorney's fee, and so it doesn't make sense. Fortunately, that's not the case. For us at Bell Carrington, in eminent domain matters, we operate on a contingency fee basis, which means that our fee becomes a percentage of the amount of just compensation recovered. We can dive into the details of that and how it works and how the percentage works more in a one-on-one call. We can't go through all the different scenarios here in sort of a public forum, but we'd be happy to break down those percentages based on your property and how that fee structure works. What I can tell you is that we will never ask for any upfront, out-of-pocket retainer. We don't bill you hourly. And ultimately, if we're not successful in increasing the just compensation on behalf of our clients, then our clients are not on the hook to pay us any attorney's fee in these cases. And so that should give you an idea of sort of our level of confidence that we can become involved and that we can help you at the end of the day make sure that your most important right in these cases, the right to just compensation, is protected. So again, my name is Michael Gault. We have a team of lawyers and staff standing by ready to speak with you. We hope those of you that find this video at a later time, because it is recorded early, will reach out to us, bellcarrington.com/eminent domain. There you can find the ability to schedule an appointment with an attorney on our staff. You can schedule it directly from the website. You can give us a call. You can shoot me an email directly. All of our information is there on the website, and we would be happy to speak with you. And we hope to speak with many of you regarding this project to see if we may be able to help you through the impacts to your property. Again, we appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us. Happy Halloween. I hope everybody has a great evening and a good rest of the week.